Thank you for being patient with me. And we'd like to pause to seek guidance, please. Okay. The next is the adoption of the agenda. Is there any additions or deletions?
Actually,
And I believe, that's okay. I believe we are changing the, okay, it's never mind.
no, under number 5, dangerous and unsightly, we're not seeking an order to demolish. That was my error. It's actually an update from the building inspector with regard to that property, and the update is on your desk.
Okay. So would someone like to approve the agenda, please? Is there a seconder, please? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. It's nice to see a live person sitting in the audience. Thank you. I just thought he just was ignoring us forever now. There is no presentation tonight. The next is under dangerous and unsightly. It's an update.
So if I may?
Yep.
I spoke with Alfred, the administrator of dangerous and unsightly today, and what we are going to do is the 45 days to remedy the situation has expired. It expired on August 31st. So typically when you do an order to remedy, if it's not done, then the municipality will step in and actually do the work that was indicated in the order.
Mm-hmm.
Because all the work may be more than $5,000, what I've suggested and what Alfred has put in his report is that we will have somebody come in and do some like bush hogging and clearing up of the trees first and some of that, so that way we can get someone in there to have a good look at what would need to be done to repair some of the issues that were identified in the order to remedy. So at this time, there's no action that's needed on behalf of the municipality. It's just we will go in and do some initial work, and then if we do get some estimates on what the cost is, and if it's more than $5,000, then it would come back to this committee for approval for the work to be done.
Okay. Yes, George.
When you mean work to be done, what's going to be like? I saw the list of all the things that were required, but I thought that was by the property owner.
We had asked the property owner to do those things, and we gave him 45 days to do it. And in the order was, if he doesn't do it, then we'll step in and do it. And then the cost of that would be become a lien on his property and be added to his taxes.
So we're going to step in and scrape and paint and.
Well, the first step will be to actually, because you can't see the property, is to clear the trees, because we know that won't cost us $5,000. So he'll find somebody to go in and actually clear the trees and just so that it'll open it up so you can get a good look at what needs to be done. At that point, he will probably get some quotes from some contractors to go in there and see how much it would cost to do that work. And then from there, if it's more than $5,000, which most likely it will be, then it will come back to this committee for approval.
And Jimmy?
When does it come to the point where it goes from an order to remedy to an order to demolish? And the dollar value of pay, for example, it comes back and says, if you do everything that's listed here from 1 to 6, $25,000. I'm not saying it would be, but just have thrown that out as an example, because there's a lot of work that's got to be done there based on that. And, you don't get a lot done for $25,000 anymore either.
No.
But I guess my point is, do we spend that much money fixing the property up that's vacant, or what? I just want to.
I think the tipping point would be whether or not the property is worth saving. Like right now, I think the complaint was the unsightliness of it.
Right.
Now, whether or not the interior and Alfred hasn't been able to get inside, and maybe that's one of the things that a contractor would look at. Is this property worth saving? And if it isn't, then we would maybe at that time start start the process again for a notice to demolish. But at this point, I don't think the building inspector is in a position to recommend whether or not it, but I think at this time it was the unsightliness of it. Now, these issues will address that, and certainly if it's like it's $25,000, well then, you know.
I guess what I mean is, we're not gonna expend any money, if it gets to be a high number, remedy, are we gonna spend that much, or are we gonna talk to the homeowner and say, I guess my point is, where does it come to the point where we just demolish the property, flatten it out, and do a deal, or when do you fix it? I just wanna.
I don't know if there's an answer to that question. I guess it, you know, and as I said, if the contractors provide a number that's higher than $5,000, then it comes back to this committee, and I guess the discussion would be had at that time.
Okay.
And, you know, we could prepare the building inspector for that question, you know.
I just wanted to know, like, what the tipping point would be between doing the remedy and doing the demolish.
I guess it depends on the state of the building. Like, if it's structurally unsound, then in a danger.
Are we allowed to go inside a company's property, though?
I think under the Municipal Government Act, we have the authority.
Well, we got to make sure it's safe or non-safe.
I know, but I just want to know the legalities of whether or not we're allowed to enter someone's property.
It's vacant.
It's, yeah, and right off the top of my head, I can't quote what the FGA says, but I know we do have the authority to do it. But, you know, I think every effort would be to try to
Get the property owner
This
first.
particular owner is difficult to reach, so, you know, I think we would make every effort we could to try to get the property owner to.
I just wanted clarity on it, because if I was questioning or asking anything on that,
Okay. Anybody else, any questions or concerns? David?
Oh, I'm not as hot.
Looks good.
It's like we're in a.
No, there's no action on behalf of council right now.
I sweat.
The next is the approval of the minutes of the Committee of the Whole of July 13th. You've all saw them in your package. Is there any errors or admissions?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried. Under old business or business arising, George?
No.
David?
No.
Ritza? Jimmy? Okay. Under new business, Municipal Awareness Week 2015. As you saw, that is again in November, 16th to the 22nd. Is there anything we'd like to do for Municipal Awareness Week? And Jimmy?
I saw in the list of suggested or recommendations of what a person could do, there was a couple things that were listed as I thought. One that I thought would be really cool to do through our coastline was this municipal government awareness quiz.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to see, I want to throw an idea of, we had a quiz done out where it was a pull out of the coastline, so they could cut it out. And then they could submit it back here, and we'd have a draw for some type of a prize.
Mm.
Try to give an incentive for people to do it.
Mhm.
It's just, I think something that we would work on is what the questions would be.
And it's the perfect timing because our coastline is going to be going out.
Right. So, if we did that, it would be an incentive for somebody to actually do it. Well,
For a grab bag, something good.
you know, something.
Yeah, municipal stuff, though.
Yeah, selection of it.
But, and that would, I think, get people more interested in it.
Mhm, mhm.
And the second thing was, well, the second thing I thought was tied to that, and it could be done on a day that we did the draw. For example, if we could have an open house here.
Mhm.
And the third one was actually doing a tour of the municipal properties. So if people wanted to do a tour of the sewer treatment plant or the airport up here, we could have it set up so that people could have a tour.
So you've heard 3 suggestions from Deputy Warden. Does anyone?
I like
Ritza?
the pancake breakfast idea. Not after last week, I know.
Actually, we have done a we did more than that out at the airport for the fly-in. Were you there then, Jeff? Okay.
I think it was the pilots that actually organized that. It was Peter Burney,
Okay.
pilot, that organized the breakfast.
Oh, yeah, in his
For the
hangar.
fly-in.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I just remember
yeah.
we did have that.
We had scallops and stuff for them. When they were doing scallops there, too.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant in the pancakes.
No.
Because that sounds disgusting.
Not really.
Actually, those are 4 good ideas.
I like them as well. But myself, I was thinking I'd like to go to the local school because they help with so many different projects, especially through the O2. And I wouldn't mind going and, just popping into the classrooms. They have a civics class, that sort of thing. And just talk to the school and find what they think would work best. I can do classroom to classroom. It's just next door. And I did it once before, and I thought it was quite useful, and the kids enjoyed it. And I found that afterwards I got more calls from kids and more offers of help from the kids, which
Yeah.
is awesome.
And that's a good thing.
I just had a kid give me a quart of hardwood cut split delivered. They won it in a prize in Freeport, and didn't have wood, and they gave it to me. And I have numerous people I can give it to. So it's stuff like that. The kids are always helping me with food bank. Like, remember last Christmas?
Yes.
They had that crazy amount of food they brought in, the 28 days of Christmas, and they brought in different things every day.
So maybe you should cook a pancake breakfast for all your helpers.
I am a cooker.
That's what I mean.
Maybe I can do that. Actually, might be a good idea.
That's right.
Pop in the morning and make pancakes for everybody. And thank you to the school for all the help they give me.
That would be a nice
I
thing to do,
really like
David.
that. I'm gonna write that down on my little list here.
Remember, it's got to be between November 16th and 22nd, was it?
16th
Yeah, I think
Yes.
so.
and
16th,
22nd.
Yeah. So in that week, David, okay?
Thank you. Pancake breakfast.
And,
And I can go pick a bunch of berries. And have actual berries from the islands. I get blueberries, blackberries, raspberries. Oh yes.
There's no big
In
difference
November?
Well, no, I'll pick them, freeze them, freeze them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask the question, Linda, would you just get a bill and bring it in to us? For the pancakes, syrup, pancake syrup and...
Sure.
Okay, so David,
I
after...
can make a tremendous list of all
Yeah.
the things those kids have helped me with
Yeah.
too.
So what I would like you to do, after this is over,
Mhm.
we take a few minutes, we'll go through some stuff,
Mhm.
and that's a great idea for you.
Yeah,
And
that's
it's,
perfect.
because he's on the island, you're often alone. Great idea.
And they see me all the time.
I have
I'm in and out of that school weekly.
Yes, you had the great idea. Well,
And I think, too, is to tie it in with, it's not just a thank you, but to create
It-
some awareness.
and
Oh,
talk
you-
about
oh,
Municipal
yes,
Week, I
yes.
mean. Yeah, talk about Municipal Awareness Week
Yeah.
and what we do,
Mhm.
and how we work together,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
we're
It's
closest to the people, and,
All that sort of jazz.
yeah, I think it's a good thing. And like you say, you can maybe have a little display set up or do a lot of talking about, municipal government. George, any comments? So,
Thank you.
are we going to try a pancake breakfast?
Well, no, if he does it, it's okay.
Okay, that's good.
I just think, where would you hold it if you did that?
Here.
Here,
Here.
here, of course.
No, I think that if he's going to do it, that's,
That's a great
Yeah,
thing.
I don't,
And then,
They have stuff there, and I have my
I
food handles for 'em.
think we should have 2 kinds of draws, though, if we do the questionnaire, for maybe 15 and under and 16 and over, because a kid, if he puts his name in and got drawn, is not going to want the same thing as an adult gets.
so the quiz, you want to go in the coastline, or do you
Yes.
want it to be directed to the schools?
No, in the coastline.
So it may be adults, it doesn't.
Well, see, the thing is, you want to have two, and I think one should go to the school for the students. And then
Okay.
You want one to go to the general public.
Okay,
Because
all right.
most households get one coastline, and
I was just thinking if a kid did it, an adult isn't going to bother, or
who's
vice
going to
versa.
organize that quiz?
We have-
Staff?
I think the staff and ourselves, we can try to put some questions.
Do they
together.
have a template, I wonder, of kind of an example?
I didn't see a template in the...
They might have one.
They may, but
No,
I think
just
we can
think-
come up with some questions.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sure we can.
They gave us a big a binder years ago, I recall.
When you first became a counselor?
No, for Municipal Awareness Week. I remember getting
Oh,
some
yes,
sort of document.
because I went to the schools
Yeah.
And they have
Okay,
it all.
so if you have that, that would be good.
Yeah, we should have that somewhere.
Jimmy?
I think a part of it would be like it's municipal awareness. A lot of the questions would pertain to like some of the services that we provide to the public. And
Well, maybe we should just stick it to the adult for this year, not try to overdo it, and maybe do a few open houses, if that's possible.
Well, I
And-
wonder
And I
if-
would like to talk to Linda with staff.
Yeah, I was just thinking maybe if we organize some tours directly with the schools. Because if you just advertise an open house, you're not going to get anybody. It's going to be just a useless exercise.
Mm.
So if you target like some of the classes
Maybe grade sixes?
and maybe, tie it in with the schools, and if we could bring them in during the day so they can see what we're doing, and give them a tour of the facilities, and even take them to the airport or to even Weymouth to the generator, some other stuff that they might be interested in.
I went to the school, the high school here a couple years ago for municipal awareness, and the students, I'd say they're probably grade 11 and 12, that we were talking to, and I think that's the age that they're going to have a better understanding about civics and what the municipal government's going to have to offer. Not to say that younger students shouldn't have the opportunity to do that as well, but
You can only do so much, though,
That's right.
now.
and,
You might, in November, you might be able to get your 11s and 12s, or just your 12s, or whatever the school would have, it would be up to the school, of course.
I'm thinking that if you try to get students in grade 12, you may, based on what we do, and you may get people interested in going down and field of work where they would want to get involved in municipal government, with administration or whatever,
As counselor, yeah.
because, there's always going to be a need going forward for adult positions.
Talent.
I went to Dalla and spoke there, too.
Yeah, you did.
It was interesting.
Okay, so we have made a decision that we will do tours with 1 or 2 year grades, possibly 11s and 12s, or just 12s, and that we will do a coastline quiz for the public, and David will do the pancake breakfast and talk about Awareness Week at the Freeport.
Yeah, I'll
School.
just do the whole bloody lot of them. It's a small school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I mean. You can do that. And maybe get some help from teachers or something there.
Oh, yeah, there's Help City with those kids.
Oh, great. So, all right, excellent. The next is the Firefighters Association of Nova Scotia requests for sponsorship. And what they have asked us for was,
$250.
yeah, I feel personally that Alfred is vice president, that I actually had the opportunity to meet with some of the fire people that came in for our meeting here. They had the inspectors in the morning and the fire people in the afternoon. And all sorts of good compliments about us. So it's up to the council. David?
Normally, I'm not a big fan of this, but staff taking a leadership role in organizations like this is a wonderful thing for us, and I think that when they do take a leadership role like that, we should seriously consider supporting them, especially it's not a large ask at all. That's my thoughts.
Maritza?
Where will that money come from, Linda?
Well, it's certainly we've used up all our grants to organizations, but I see it more as more of a marketing thing, because I think if it's
Promoting.
if it's a coffee break, our logo and that will be there.
I'll make a motion.
I was just going to say, if community grant money was gone, we could take it as a council expense.
Yeah, but she has the spot to take it,
Yeah.
marketing. So Maritza?
I'll make a motion that we sponsor the coffee break for $250 at
I'd like to second
the
that.
Firemen's Association.
Okay, and you're seconding. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. The next is King's Transit, and that is me.
Curious.
Okay. It's some stuff I didn't want to put off, but we're going to start off backwards. We're going to start off with the signage. Actually, Counselor Tudor, or was it Counselor Adams that had the great idea with the signage?
I've had him play with signs for years, but so has she.
On the bus?
On the bus that you were no, it wasn't Jimmy. And what it was, what we were talking about, and I don't know which counselor it was, but
Using up all the empty spaces. Is that
using
it?
up the empty spaces by us, meaning that we put in the bus our free July 1st, our free Saturday, the 3 Saturdays that we have free, the 2 weeks at Christmas that is free. Advertise that year-round so that they know what's happening. And it can be long, like they go longer, because the only 2 that are in that bus is Dalla and Recreation. Recreation actually should have been a little longer. Looks a little short, stubby in there. But, so, which counselor was I talking to?
I think if all of us maybe discussed
We've had
this.
this discussion a couple times.
Yeah. I'd
Okay,
say.
but it was someone just recently. But anyway, I thought it's a great idea. What's going to cost, this is for the signage, but it's something that should be there year-round anyway. It gives people, and the other thing that they suggested, that we put the counselor's name and phone number.
That's a good idea.
Like-
That wasn't me,
On the
that's for
bottom,
sure.
yeah, I did.
Okay.
Was it you?
We were talking about signage.
Thank you, George. Person I didn't mention.
No, but other people have been talking about signage for a couple of years on the bus. I just mentioned at the bottom, if it's a long sign, you could put our 3 names and 2 names underneath or whatever with our phone numbers.
And if there's room, things
Counselor
that,
numbers.
I'm sorry. And if there's room, things like the Tri-County Linen Center and contact information for things like that, if there's room, if it's just
Well,
going to be
where do
empty,
you, if you start going with other organizations, where do you stop? I can certainly see.
then we run out of room. That's what I would think. If we have empty spaces that are not being used,
But the time, let us look and see if we can get this stuff in for us,
Okay,
and
yeah.
then
Talk
look at
about
other
that.
stuff.
So are you talking about a separate sign with counselors' contact information?
We were thinking,
Or maybe on the same sign if you're going to,
2 or 3 on
depending
each
how big the
sign.
sign is, if you got room on the bottom for that.
However,
So your home number?
we would want our numbers out there. I would want my home number, my cell number available. Jimmy?
I think, I'm all in favor of the signage that you're talking about as far as the municipality promoting, what services the bus is giving, for free throughout the year. But I'd also like for us to talk to King's Transit more on regards to selling and promoting the advertisements in the bus
They are trying.
to drive revenue. I know that they do a good job trying to get signage on the other side of the bus.
Mhm.
And there has been talk about, potentially in the future doing a wrap. But
He's having a hard time finding someone for a wrap.
for a what?
A wrap.
Oh,
That
wrap.
goes around the
Okay,
bus.
sorry.
But inside the bus, those panels, you would think smaller businesses probably, if there was some way of getting it out there to let people know, then even if we did it in a coastline,
Yeah.
just to say that, make an awareness piece on the fact that they can advertise in the bus, that'll help cut our costs down on
Yeah.
operating it.
So, okay. So are we in agreement to try to put these signs in the bus?
Yes.
And sorry, George, I couldn't remember who I was talking to. That's why.
It doesn't matter.
I knew it
The
wasn't
idea is
Jimmy.
there.
You think I'd have cut after 3. But like I said, I thought it was a great idea, and George had a great idea. So I think, when we were talking, we were both saying what it could be and should be. Wanted to bring it forward to see what people felt. So that's what the signage was about. The other thing that I wanted to answer so everybody knew some things before our council meeting, because I have another meeting before council. When it comes to advertising, they've spoken with the Marine Atlantic representative. They haven't been able to convince them to do the wrap. They're looking for they are, like in example in King's Transit, they're partnering with a local radio station, and they're going to be doing some deals with them on using promotion dollars on the radio versus they get signage on the bus, that type of thing. There's provincial transit funds coming up, and this year, that's why I want to go back to our meeting with this. This year, the province of Nova Scotia has again provided $375,000 in capital funds to King's Transit. Upon approval from the board, there will be more money to be spent on capital projects within the municipality of Digby. This year, upon board approval, they will be proposing the installation of bus shelters and benches with ad space spread throughout the municipality. There is still $21,000 remaining from last year to be used for the paint and bodywork on bus 58 because that hasn't been completed yet. So what they're asking from us, if we are in agreement, I do think there's some places from riding the bus, they do need some places that people can sit down. They're standing. And I was actually talking with the bus driver, and I will talk with Dave, but there was one down around Superstore at the corner at the end. There's nothing, everyone's just standing. Another spot was at Sobeys down on the line. There was a Foodland at Weymouth. So there was a lot. Now, for them, they would go through and give us some ideas and see what we thought of that. I mean, those were just 3 ideas that I got from riding the bus, from where I saw people standing. And no place to sit or no shelter in case it was raining. So, is everyone comfortable with if we get the $21,000 this year to do that type of thing? That's where they say it's needed.
Where did you come up with 21,000?
21, I thought that was what was for the bus, painting of the bus.
That's last year's.
Okay.
This year is only going to be $21,000.
So this year will be 21 as well?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, unless there's a change.
So there's leftover budget money and you want to use it?
No,
for something
this will
else?
be New Year. I'm telling you 21. I may be wrong on that price. Just saying that. I could be wrong. Okay. Okay. The other thing they want to tell you was the past July 1st service that ran between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. The service seemed to be appreciated. Many folks traveled to and from Weymouth on the parade. There was a total of 53 passengers using the bus that day. It may not seem like a large number. That really was for the first and not a long time in the advertising. And he thought with more advertising, with what I just were talking about, we'll have more people riding the bus. He had a lot of good comments. And then also with the downtime of the new bus, that has all been corrected. And the breakdowns were an inconvenience, and the repairs and towing was all under the manufacturer's warranty. There's been no excessive bus rentals to us. So just to let you know. And right now we're at 50% of the total bus rental budget for the municipality for the year.
What is the warranty?
And that means for preventative maintenance.
So when does the warranty on the new bus run out, just so that
It was a
there's still...
2-year warranty, I believe. I'd have to double check that,
I'm just
Maritza.
wondering.
But no, we're still fine. And once they got the rewiring done, it sorted the problems. Yes.
The only concern I have is that we still have a bus rental expense because we
No.
have 2 buses.
No.
You just said we were halfway through the bus. We were half.
If for preventative maintenance, the bus will be off the road for preventative maintenance a few days every month. It has to come off.
But we're not paying rental on another bus, are we?
No. Unless they have our other bus in. That's why the other bus hasn't been able, there's going to be a point when they got to bring our other bus and get it painted and dealt with.
Right.
That's
I
where our
understand
maintenance
that.
cost is going to be.
Right, okay.
Sorry.
I understand that, okay. But like up to date, we haven't been paying rental fees.
No,
for buses.
we have not.
Okay. All right.
That's what I wanted to check out. And that's why I had the meeting and dealt with it. So you can see why I wanted to make sure at our next meeting I could give them some answers as well. I apologize because this is normally on council, but I felt it was important and I thought it was good to look at the signage. And from what I've heard, I will be telling them at King's Transit we will be doing the signage. From what am I right with that?
Can you also talk
Certainly. Certainly. I'm just writing it down. Article for coastline, re-advertising. Okay. And the last but not least is the Canada Legacy Society.
Madam Ward,
Oh, I'm sorry,
with-
George.
With regard to signage, one thing, I had a concern about Colin Fraser, Liberal candidate, putting his name on the bus.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a discussion about it, and kind of, they didn't feel it was right that we should be supporting. I said,
We're not.
well, we weren't supporting, they paid his money, and so we just kind of, we voiced our,
But that is, just so you know, advertising can be done by anyone unless it's illegal,
Yeah.
you know. So if, for example, if I wanted to put mine on the bus, I can. If you want to put yours on the bus, you can. If David, every one of us
it's open,
can.
and
And if
that's
you
what I
don't,
explained, it was open to everybody.
yeah, it is open.
That doesn't mean that we supported that
No.
candidate, that's
No.
just that he signed it.
No, no.
So the other thing was the money does come to the municipality for the advertising.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
But if it often is in the expenses, so in the end, it just cuts down on our expenses.
Oh, yeah, but it still comes,
It
the
still
revenue
technically
comes
comes
to
back to us, yes,
Okay,
it does.
good.
It didn't for a while, but now it does.
So he's advertising in the bus?
No, outside.
On the outside.
Oh, on the outside?
More the merrier for advertising.
Just for clarity, on the last time we had a talk with the general manager over the budget, there was a line item for revenue
Yeah.
from advertising on the budget.
Yeah.
So, and also, we don't have any say or control, I shouldn't say we don't have any say, but I don't know necessarily we do have any say, as long as it's legal advertising.
Yeah.
King's Transit, they do the management of it.
Yes,
And it's out of our hands.
yes, as long as it's legal. That's what I'm saying. So, very good,
Okay.
valid point, thank you. Okay, the next is the Canada Legacy Society. We met last week, and my papers are in my room. What we have now done is become a society. We will be meeting monthly for a while. We are working on the what's going to happen and where we're going to happen. They want us to let Peter Raspberry
McClellan.
McCullen.
McClellan.
Well, he's Raspberry Communications.
Oh,
Says Rayberry.
Oh, was it Rayberry? Oh, I thought it was Raspberry.
Close.
Well, it was close.
Raspberry.
Peter would know that was me. So they want us to let also him and John Ferguson to know if there's something happening in it towards heritage, and we're very lucky because we do have a heritage person. So that what they're trying to do is get it around the whole area, what's happening, our projects, that type of thing that's to do with heritage.
Why?
Because what we're trying to keep the government on is that we are working towards, and here's our projects, and here's we're working together, and we all, I may give a quote on something they've done in in Annapolis County. Great idea, brings everyone together, because it can be a regional incentive.
So how close are we to getting any money?
We don't know yet, because we have to wait till after October the 19th.
I have a question.
So-
Oh, sorry.
Can I just ask one more question?
Mhm.
So did we not do a preliminary video or something that went with our application?
Yes,
So that's what we're waiting to hear from?
yes,
Because everything's on hold because of the
Yes,
election? Okay.
right.
Just checking.
But I think we have possibilities.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure we do.
The other thing they asked, it will be coming to, like, here for me and the CAO, and then they asked if we wanted Rob to get copies of the minutes as well.
Is he not on the
okay.
committee?
No.
No.
No, he's not.
He was originally, though, wasn't he?
On this, we both were
Steering?
on the steering committee to
Okay. No,
get
I-
to the formation of the society.
But now the society is formed, and it is with the wardens
Okay.
and mayors, CAOs.
I was just wondering if I could get a copy of the mission statement. I looked through that and I didn't see one.
Yep,
This is something that if anything triggers my mind, I can go, oh, that'd be a nice fit for this.
Did anyone have any questions from everything I sent out? And from now on, I would, if it's so, I would like to put it on council,
Add to the agenda.
add it to the council agenda. Is that all right? But again, I want to give you a heads up that we are going, it was a good meeting the other day. A lot of interplay of what's happening with us all. Like I found out we all had Queen's teas. Everyone was different. Ours at 125 had the most people at it. I only heard good comments about our tea. I didn't have one negative comment.
So it's good I didn't go then.
You could have gone.
I'm just joking.
It was, like I said, it was really nice.
That was it.
It was the town, it was the museum, and I will tell you, in my opinion only, that Gail Hersey, which I'm going to be sending out a thing to her, was like a robot. Everything perfect, everything dotted, everything crossed. She looked like $1 million. She worked like a Trojan. She had it all together. She really did, and I'm telling you, I'm glad she was on the committee. Maritza's another one who's just like that as well, but I'm telling you, Gail put us all. I couldn't keep up to get Gail no matter how bad. She did. The museum was wonderful. They were great. The town was wonderful as well, and we'll be getting everything to Linda to make her day. I think we spent $1 million. That's okay, wasn't it?
Council expense?
$1 million, easy.
It was so hot that day, though.
Jimmy?
In regards to this legacy,
Yes.
have the deficiencies been addressed in the letter that was sent out, so you now have
Yes.
society status?
Yes. It's been sent in again.
So you haven't received
That happened to me
No.
when I did my Boston
Yeah.
Society.
It's been all sent.
Something else.
It's all, we're just waiting for it to come back.
That's pretty common.
I have one more question.
Yes, sir?
So around the table, is there optimism that once the election's over and perhaps the government's going to change, is there still going to be funding for the
Yes.
2017
The legacy is,
celebrations?
that's not going to be gone. Or that's what the thoughts around the table are.
No, just wondered.
Yeah, it's unusual even with the change of government to
Yeah.
Drop
to hit all
programs,
these,
yeah.
drop all these things right away.
So,
Anything that's been established.
any
Yeah,
questions?
established, the work's done. They're not going to.
Okay, now we will go on to the Chief Administrator Officer Report. Meeting dates and reminders. I want to remind you that November the 15th, there's an open house from 2 to 4 and 6 to 8.
September,
What did I say?
November.
September the 15th. Also on the September 15th, and this is all tomorrow, by the way, is the joint RCMP Advisory Board at 6.
And that's
On-
here, isn't it? It says
Municipal board.
yeah.
Yes. On September 17th to the 19th, there'll be the Digby Port Days and Renewable Energy Symposium. It was by registration. I hope those who are attending have registered. Maritza and I will be at the police conference at this time. September 21st at 3 o'clock, there's an audit, so it's 3. And then at 4 is transportation and infrastructure. On September the 22nd, the next day, there's the Heritage Advisory Committee. On September the 28th, my dad's birthday, is council. He would be 101 this year, if he was alive. October the 5th at 4:30 is bylaw and policy. October the 7th to the 9th is the Nova Scotia Heritage Conference. Again, I hope people are considering registering and attending.
Who do we call to register for that, or how do we,
It's-
Bob or Rob?
Rob would
Nicole.
have the registration forms,
And Nicole's doing,
and then Nicole would do it for you. But you just need to get the forms, so Nicole may have the forms, but I know Rob has the forms. October the 12th at 4:30 is Committee of the Whole. October 13th and 16th is the Nova Scotia Recreation Conference, and that's by registration, and they're hoping to see municipal people there. And again, you want to think about it. This is how good this is. All 3 are at the Digby Pines.
That's a big help.
That's a big thing, and they're staying open to the 16th this year of October. Yes, David?
This also gives people a real chance to get their stamps and save up for the winter. These extra hours make such a difference for people who work in the tourist industry, being able to extend the season even out a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very good.
And we were really pleased with that, but I just think it's nice that we're working together.
Mm-hmm.
October the 19th is bylaw and policy. October the 26th is council.
Linda, what about October 12th?
Committee of the whole.
That's Thanksgiving Day.
Oh, is it Thanksgiving? I hate to tell you, I'm not coming.
I always forget my holidays.
Heck with everybody. I'm not going.
And
Linda can go. Maybe, Linda, would you like to cook a turkey for us, Linda? We'll have a turkey
Sure,
dinner
it'll be a
here.
smaller group than I'll probably have to cook for, so.
Oh, you have to do the cooking? I know that's like.
so
All
the
right.
next day is the recreation
recreation
conference starts
conference.
on Tuesday, so no committee of the whole.
You sure the 12th is
I got
Monday?
the 5th written
Says
down
it-
for committee
says
of the whole.
Thanksgiving.
That's bylaw and policy.
Mom's
on my
birthday.
calendar.
Often was a Thanksgiving.
American
12th.
Thanksgiving?
Canadian.
Hey.
Americans, November.
I don't know.
So no
The last
committee-
Thursday of the month.
so no
in
committee of
November.
the
I didn't
whole.
even celebrate Christmas till I had kids. That's how good I am with holidays.
So, committee of the whole, what are we going to do there?
Ah,
Yes?
We have a heavy enough, do we know if we're going to have agenda items that are time sensitive that we're going to have discussed at that time?
I'm not
Probably
sure.
not.
It's a
Yeah.
month away, but
Aye.
there's
Nothing
pressing.
now, no.
Okay.
I'm just trying to get to my, oh, that's why.
I'd be fine with coming in another day if anything. It comes up in that week before.
I'm just trying
That
to,
week's all tied up with that.
Heritage Conference is the week
No,
before.
the Heritage is right.
Thursday,
and-
Friday.
It's only 2
Wednesday,
weeks, and then
Thursday,
we have our
Friday.
council meeting, so I don't know.
I
Just have a
think,
big old council meet.
yeah, I really think there's not much we can do if the Heritage Conference is on the 13th. I thought it was on the 14th.
Heritage Conference.
Recreation, I mean.
Recreation
With the
Conference.
rec-
I got it in the 13th to the 16th.
Okay, I don't know why I was thinking it was the 14th.
Is it the evening of the 13th, probably?
I would think it probably starts in the afternoon or evening.
So then, for this month, for the month of October, we just will not
And
have a
where are we
committee of the
on
whole.
there? If we don't go on Monday.
Society doesn't
Oh, for the Tuesday, yes, we'll be away at AMA on Tuesday, so.
So, that's fine. So, for that month only, we'll just skip. We know at Christmas, we're going to skip our council, unless anyone wants to come in over the holidays by themselves.
I probably will. Who knows?
That's good. Valid point, I'm glad, who brought that up, George?
Be on
George
the
is
ball.
right on the ball.
On the ball, yeah.
Yeah, a couple things to do. Yeah.
Thank you, George. Because I would have put it in my book and kept coming. Actually, I did put all those dates in my book,
I
and
did
I didn't
too.
even pick up on it.
I came up here a couple of holidays when I first got elected and saw the sign out there, like, so nobody in the yard, I realized. So I'm aware of holidays now.
That always helps, Okay. CAO update, is there any comments or questions for the CAO?
The greenest municipality, I always thought becoming the greenest municipality. Just throw that out there as a goal to always strive
And
towards.
what did we hear the other day, Jimmy? Oh, no, you weren't to the DDA meeting. Who was saying they're the greenest?
In Winchester?
Cumberland?
Cumberland? Cumberland is saying they're the greenest.
Everybody's grabbing that title, so. Anyway, so I'm going to take this off the agenda.
You can't have two degrees.
Yeah.
Toward
now.
becoming the greenest.
Based on what we were told by MSCI, though, I don't think anybody can say they're totally off, they're totally.
Off the grid, right.
Because of the way that the energy is produced and used in this province. So, we strive to be the greenest,
Yeah.
but you can't say you are the greenest.
Yes, I agree completely. And I like the idea that it's not something that's been completed, that it's a process, and it's
Oh, and
something
it keeps
we're just-
going.
We're always working towards, and I still think there's a lot of value in how you just worded it.
Okay. The next is departmental reports. Is there any questions or concerns over the departmental reports? I will, sorry, go ahead.
No, I noticed when I read the reports that the hangar is now officially vacant at the airport.
Mhm.
Have we heard anything more back from the line?
No.
No. No.
Are they still
Um,
considering it? We don't know. Are they still considering it, or we don't know that?
I know we've initiated some discussion with them, but we've not heard anything back.
The next question is, like, how long do we wait to hear from them before we make a decision on the future plans of that building? Excuse me.
Well, I don't think we should be waiting too long.
No, and we'll have
Because
some, we need
we
to
have
have
to
some
look
discussions
at-
on that. Yeah.
The other comment I wanted to make on the departmental reports, the website showing the animals out has been really working well. Like when we have a dog that's up for
Adoption?
adoption, because I got an email from a lady from another county who was looking at one of the dogs, and I put her on to Scott. So I thought
She
that
too,
was really
she
new.
too had been adopted in the last month or whatever.
Yeah.
We picked them up and they were adopted. So.
And Scott's very careful. I mean, he just doesn't give them to you because you walk in the door.
Where's that on the homepage, you say? The Municipality District of Digby?
It's on his page. I'm not sure how he does it.
He has a page?
George, when you...
I just saw the report, the dog report.
You know,
and
I just know that I got an email saying about the dogs, and I saw it on...
I would like to have a link to the.
He has his own yeah. It's his personal Facebook, or as a dog?
Oh,
Dog
I would
control
like to have that,
Facebook.
share it down on the Islanders page and stuff like that. I also like to mention that in the same vein, the incredible success the Farrells and the cat people have had at adopting kittens out, dozens. Really good that they've taken that on, Melissa and the Friends of Farrells as well.
It's not, yeah. She's different than the feral. She doesn't do ferals.
She just does...
I know they're both working together, though. I've been seeing quite a bit. I think, yeah. Yes, I know.
Oh, okay. was
I
gonna say,
understand.
She does abandoned or, and strays. And the Friends of Ferals do the feral. And I actually got a thing the other day to explain to me the difference of the three categories of cats, which was really good. And I've been sharing Melissa's around.
Christine Callahan, too.
I mean, those
weekly.
white kittens that were found in the ditch.
Little bloody noses and everything. The poor
Yeah.
things. Sorry.
I mean, I'm an animal.
Yeah, we do.
But anyway, that was the only comment I wanted to make. I was so pleased because it's on Facebook. Thank you, because I didn't know where for sure it was. I just knew that I got the email on it, and they said they had got it from our page. So.
Scott doing the Facebook page too. That shows good initiative. That's really good as part of his whole job. That's really
Yes.
smart.
Updates from previous action items. Is there any? And capital project update. Any questions? Hearing none, I will go to correspondence. You got the UNESCO International Literacy Day, the Fundy Title Inc., Municipal Finance Corporation, the Wren Office Space, thank you, and the Trans-Canada Trail update. Is there any other comments? Is there any questions from the gallery? Doesn't it sound so official, David? You're at the gallery.
I just wanted to say I really like that we all showed some sense and leadership, or whatever you want to call it, and let the Wren off. It gave up that office, and we're all sitting together. And
Huddled
Sora and
in.
Maritza for making such a mess. No, just kidding.
It's okay for you to say, we gave up our office.
Well, I thought we were giving it up. No, me and
Moved
Jimmy,
in, now
didn't
there's
we?
4 in the room, so.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Me and Jimmy, I thought we were the ones giving it up. How did that ever get switched around to the poor Maritza?
They wanted their space instead of ours.
Oh, okay.
But we
Sounds
wanted
good.
to give ours up.
Yeah.
Well, because it had that other door,
Yeah.
I think was
Yeah.
part of the.
We tried, but they didn't want it. I guess.
They compensated us.
Yeah. All worked out good.
They didn't give us anything.
We're going to go into camera after you leave, my dear.
I could have.
You never get a tea this tonight. That makes me very sad when you don't drink my tea.
Motion, yeah, just a motion.
No one drank any of the tea?
I was waiting for him first.
Why is that? Oh, in cameras.
Contractual issues.
Okay, so can I have a motion, please? To go in camera over
Motion to-
contractual
motion
Motion to
issue.
go on camera.
Okay.
And is there a seconder? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded?
May I use
Motion
washing
carries.
first?
Yes. We gotta let Pat go home.
Yeah.